Hola, this is Kaipata with the weekly Pele report. It's February 27th, 2019. Oh yeah. We've got the moon in Sag, nature, the outdoors, the wild. She does go into Capricorn later on tonight, at least where I am in Costa Rica. And she stays in Capricorn, you know, through Wednesday, trines Mars down there in early Taurus, you know, and then she goes along and occults, like totally covers up Saturn, and then totally covers up Pluto, and then crosses the south node of the moon. And by Saturday she goes into Aquarius, where she's going to touch on to Venus, square Uranus, right? Sunday moves on and squares Mars, and then Monday sextiles Jupiter up over there in Sag, and then by Tuesday moves into Pisces, and Pisces comes around, and by next Wednesday we have a beautiful Sun, Neptune, Moon conjunction. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goddess. And then we've got what else going on? Well, the big thing now is Uranus. Uranus is in the very late last degrees of Capricorn. And on Friday, she's going to come into a square with Uranus just before she goes into Aquarius. Oh yeah. So we've got, I mean, pretty much Venus square Uranus all week. I'm going to talk about Venus square Uranus. And moving in, you know, moving into Aquarius. Uranus rules Aquarius, so we'll be talking a little bit about that action. And of course, like I say, the Sun is conjunct Neptune, you know, within 5 degrees pretty much all week. Okay, so I want to see what's going up around the corner here. See if I can do it without falling over. But then another thing. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. It is what? Mercury retrograde. Mercury is slowing down in the very last degrees of Pisces, coming up to a conjunction, you know, with Chiron. Chiron at like 0 degrees of Aries. Mercury, last degree of Pisces, and just decides to stop. Mercury says, I'm not really ready for Aries yet. I think I got to go back. I want to go retrograde for about 3 weeks. Back into Pisces. I like it here. Yeah. So, and Mercury goes around. Wow, look at this, man. Looks like nature makes messes. Oh yeah. Let's see what's up over here. All right. The last thing going on is Uranus enters Taurus. I mean, I'll probably be talking about that a little more next week because it does happen on Wednesday. It'll be time for another Pele report by then. But just wanted to mention that it is on the cusp. That last degree, a culmination of 7 years of Aries and Uranus doing their magic together. It's coming to a close as Uranus goes into Taurus. And we're going to have Mars and Uranus both in Taurus. Let me get up here and see what's on the other side. All right. All right, everybody. A little creekside chat with Kaipacha. Oh, it's beautiful out here, man. This is nice. I would like to stay here all freaking day. Ow! This is a different river. This is my first time up here. This is not the Machuca down by where I live. This is actually up in the mountains. Could you tell? a difference. It's you know, it's a different climate up here. I'm east of San Jose. Yeah, and yeah, really gorgeous. Anyway, what's going on? I'll tell you what's interesting is, like, this is such a time. These few months with the sun moving through, okay, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, right? That's 9, 10, 11, 12. It's the end of the Zodiac, you know, of that evolutionary cycle that I've talked about so many times. Yeah, and it leads more to objectivity. It leads more to stepping back, you know, liberation, stepping outside, particularly like Venus moving into Aquarius now. Aquarius is the big, wide, broad picture of the collective consciousness, including galactic consciousness. And we're stepping up and stepping out. And then after we get into collective consciousness, the sun moves into Pisces, the collective unconsciousness, and comes along to hit Neptune, which is like the portal to infinite consciousness. Ow! So, you know, we've got, you know, Mercury, you know, at the very tail end of Pisces, and Venus up there, and now the moon moving through Sag, Capricorn. I mean, it's like, if you look at the chart, almost everything except for, you know, Mars and Uranus down here, you know, below the horizon in the natural horoscope, right? You know, so there is this time, and we've been going through it, okay, where it's time to kind of really look at the past, the future, the big, wide, broad picture of where we are, of where we want to go, of what we have done, of what we want to do. And it's just like, you know, bringing a lot of awareness. I always associate, you know, Uranus and Aquarius with the third eye, you know, the aha. Aha. Now this is coming to light, and that's coming to light, and the farther back I step, Aquarius has to do with non-attachment, and Pisces is like super non-attachment. Pisces is the end. Sun, Neptune in Pisces is goodbye, surrender, accept, it is what it is. You kind of give up your will to thy will. You become more of a medium or a channel, or, you know, it's really the hand of spirit becomes very active, you know, during these periods and during this time. So this is a very wonderful week, okay, and coming up to that new moon, okay, that's going to be happening in Pisces next week. Again, the moon, we're in that third quarter phase, moving into the balsamic phase. It is time to, you know, let go. And that's what the mantra has to do with today, you know, is accepting, you know, okay, I did what I could do, and maybe some things I didn't do, but, you know, it's time to release and allow the river to flow on down, and all the leaves and everything on the river just goes right along with it. At the same time, we got Mars in Taurus, fixed Earth. So Mars, okay, is moving slow. I mean, you know, while it's in Taurus, it wants to build slow, solid, steady. The squirrel gathering the nuts, the carpenter pounding the nails, building the house. It's like, you know, this is also a time of, you know, building our resources, getting more deeply in touch, okay, with our physical, sensuous, sexual, financial reality, and pushing, you know, for more. Digging deeper, like Mars would be like a shovel, digging down into the earth and turning it up and turning it over and turning it out, making that foundation, right? So there's, you know, this really great, because we can have all this kind of consciousness, expanded consciousness, like I say, with that Jupiter in Sag all year. You know, this is a real time of getting in touch with a higher purpose, with an expanded reality. Sagittarius is religion, the meaning of life, the Holy Grail, all right? And Sag is at home there, seeking more of natural law, of nature, listening and feeling into the wild. And we know that it's square Neptune all year. I could do a whole video on that Jupiter square Neptune that kind of wants to really take us out to not just, you know, nature as Mother Nature, but nature in terms of the whole big, wide, broad picture. And this is where I want to kind of go a little bit more today. I'm going to follow through with these. There's been a little bit of a theme, I guess, emerging here, okay, with this whole gender selection that I talked about last week. Started on it the week before. I've been getting a lot of feedback, you know, with people with different perspectives, different points of view. You know, some happy, some sad, some mad, some glad, whatever, man. You know, but it's all. This is, you know, this is part of the process, and I just want to kind of look at this as astrology for me is like mathematics. It's ruled by Uranus and Aquarius, which has to do with a detached, okay, it's a non-attached perspective. There's not a lot of emotions going on, okay, in Aquarius and Uranus. You know, and when we move into extraterrestrial realms, okay, you know, it's more the water, okay, and coming into the earth signs that we deal, okay, with these emotional, physical bodies. So I want to kind of look at this gender selection that I was talking about. And, you know, I've had, you know, different people say different things that, number one, I don't know what I'm talking about. Because I'm, you know, I'm not this or I'm not that. I've been called binary now, that since I am married, that I am binary. So I want to address that a little bit. And just kind of give a, you know, this is not the perfect, you know, analogy, but let's just kind of look at it as the post office. We are souls. And we want to incarnate, okay, into the third dimension from our multi-dimensional universe, and we've got help with oversouls. Call them Pleiadians, call them cherubim, call them angels, call them ascended masters, but, you know, we're not alone. And we're not at the top of the pyramid of, you know, consciousness in this universe. So, you know, we got helpers. We could say there's a postmaster. But what we do is we have a special gift, okay, a package we want to bring, okay, to, you know, to someplace else. And so the postmaster, like FedEx or something, says, well, we got boats and we got planes. Let's say the boat's a female body and the plane is a male body, right? So, you know, it's like, okay, well, I got this, you know, 8,000 kilogram package that's in no hurry to get across the ocean. I'm going to, you know, so I'm going to take a boat this lifetime. I'm going to incarnate into a female body, all right? And the postmaster says, you know what? You know, I want you to, you know, be the captain of that ship. So the ego could be the captain of the ship, yeah? Or, you know, I got this ring or something that I want overnight, okay, on the other side of the planet. Okay, well, I'm gonna, you know, you need an airplane. I want you to, you know, I want you to be the pilot of that airplane, okay, and get into a male body so that you can, you know, bring your gift, okay, you know, fulfill your purpose. And what I want to say is there's as many purposes to incarnate on this planet as there are people on this planet. We don't want to just kind of look at our purpose as being totally tied into our gender, okay, our sex, okay? the sex is a part of it, but the package that we're delivering or our purpose could be one in a 7 billion different packages, all right? So let's not, you know, I don't want to overemphasize that, you know, this is so much to do with our purpose. We can over-identify with our sex or with our gender, right? That would be, well, I'm overly attached, okay? Like, I've got to be a man. I've got to be a woman. You know, I'm androgynous. I mean, we can like really, you know, buckle in. You know, I'm a boat captain, you know. No, I'm a pilot, you know. And so we get we can go way out and get like super attached to one or the other. And then the postmaster, you know, says, "Oh boy, you know, guess what? You've flown planes long enough. Down, you know, we want you to pilot a boat. Get down there in a boat, you know." And so it's like, all right, well, I don't know how to do the boat, you know. I got to learn how to, you know, I got to learn how to captain, you know, this ship. So it could take up to 2-3 lifetimes to get really good, okay, you know, at being the captain of the boat. And then I'm really good at being this captain of the boat, right, you know? And then maybe I get overly attached, or I get, you know, it's like, oh, this is all there is. This is, and you know, and then the, you know, the master, source, creator, says, okay, you know, boom. So, you know, we've got the master, we got the spirit, and we got the soul that comes into either the boat or the plane, and then we got the ego that is the captain of this thing, right? And then we can just say, so there is this transition when we go from one sex to another sex, and it is emotional, it is confusing, okay, it is a process, and it's part of our evolutionary intention to do this switch, to make this switch. At other levels, okay, I've also talked about the consensus, the individuated, and the spiritual being 75%, 20%, and 5%, kind of like, you know, moving through these stages of evolution on our planet. And we may get to the point where, guess what, man? I'm an old soul. I'm an excellent frickin' pilot, and I'm an excellent frickin' boat captain, and I can do whatever the postmaster says. You know? I'm androgynous, baby. I'm a hermaphrodite, yeah? I'm coming in and I can, you know, I am gender fluid, right? So it's just like, yes, I can be this, I can be that, I can da-da-da-da, you know? So there is, all I can say is, what I'm trying to explain here is that there is all different manner, levels, extremes, balance, attachment, non-attachment, over-identification, you know, inability to identify. I mean, it's a huge spectrum. And it's so beautiful now because we are in the patriarchy. There was only this or that. So we are coming out of this binary, right? And there are many, many souls, okay? Like the great majority of souls are either boat captains or pilots. That's just, you know, that's the way it is. That's how families happen, all right? Yeah? And so, you know, this is this huge, wide spectrum. And we're in a beautiful time now. And this is what, you know, the mantra this week has to say. Acceptance and compassion. We can take offense. We can become defensive. We can think that we are superior, that we've got it all together because, you know, we're, you know, in between, or we're doing both, or we're this, that, or the other. Or we can feel, you know, put down or suppressed by society, you know, and we can want to rebel or fight for this, that, or the other thing. You know, I mean, so there's this huge spectrum, and we can get over it. you know. And I can take myself personally. I actually have the moon's nodes in the 4th and the 10th house, as I was referring to. The 4th and the 10th house, Cancer, Capricorn. Moon's nodes, Pluto, having to do with a recent gender switch. Okay, right? And, this is the other thing. I had somebody say, marriage is dead. Like, marriage is out. Marriage is gone. Absolutely not. That's just not happening. It's not like we're moving into some new paradigm where people do not choose to pair bond together in that particular fashion. I am married for a very particular evolutionary intention. Absolutely. And it is the best way for me to evolve the particular soul qualities that I am here in this body in this lifetime to evolve. And that does not mean that I'm any better or any worse than anybody else, that I know any more or know any less than anybody else. That is just what this particular soul is desiring. What I will say is that, there was this one, it's like, you don't know what you're talking about because you're binary. I'm talking from an astrological perspective. I'm talking about you don't need, okay, it's like teaching math. Math is math. 2 plus 2 is 4. I do not have to be a 2 in order to understand that 2 plus 2 equals 4. I can be a mathematician. You see what I'm saying? And I can teach math without needing to personally, inwardly experience every number or, every, subtract, add, multiply, or divide. You see what I'm saying? Astrology is giving us, and what I am presenting as astrology is the overview of how reincarnation works through gender selection. Yeah? And that is totally Aquarius. It's totally impersonal. It's totally beyond my control or my desire or my ego, whatever. It just is, like a tree is a tree. I mean, we're just explaining, that we go from one sex to another sex, from airplanes to boats or whatever, and there is confusion and evolution throughout the entire process. So what I would like to say is, I would like to not be judged, yeah, and I am trying to clear, this, this place, this matter, this subject, and, I don't want to, I hope that I'm not offending, or, purposely trying to, give anybody a hard time, man. I'm just, doing it. It's so bizarre because this Pele report just started out, 9-10 years ago as just being a goofy, funny thing I did in my backyard, man. The fact that it's turned into what it has turned into for so many people is beyond my comprehension at times. So anyway, as we come into, and as we, as this moon comes around to the sun, maybe we can all kind of let go, and let each other be who and what we are, and, the LGBTQ people, can, let binary people be, and the binary people can let the LGBT people be, and, I mean, everybody can just let everybody frickin' be. That's what Pisces is about. Let it be. Frickin', ow! Yeah, baby. Acceptance and compassion for myself and every other will stop the offense and soothe the defense so we can all come together. hopefully this new paradigm, you know, is not about rebelling, fighting, you know, replacing one hierarchy with another hierarchy. Okay, you know, like, okay, I'm androgynous, so now I'm above and beyond all the rest of you mere mortals that are binary, or, I mean, you know, coming into some kind of, I'm polyamory and I love everybody and everything, and if you're not, you're, you know, lesser being or something. I mean, it's like, come on. Whoa, whoa. And of course the opposite has been going on for thousands of years. you know, I am, you know, I'm a man and you're, you know, weird, you know, or I'm a woman and you're strange. I mean, we've had a lot of suppression going on, and when things get suppressed, they can explode into the opposite extreme. The pendulum can swing, okay, from, you know, I've been stepped on for so long, well, now I'm coming back and I'm gonna step on. You know, the perpetrator victim. The victim becomes the perpetrator becomes the victim. Or we can chill out, baby. We can come into Aquarius and Pisces and be and accept and allow people, life, to have unity in diversity. And the more diverse, the better. Ow! Acceptance and compassion for myself and every other. Will stop the offense and soothe the defense so that we can come together. Come together right now. Ow! Namaste. Aloha. So much love.